Have you ever shut your laptop at the end of the day, collapsed on the couch, and thought, how am I this exhausted when I don't even know what I accomplished today? It's like you were busy every single minute, but not in the ways that moved the needle or brought you any joy. That cycle, that constant doing without truly progressing, that's burnout. And burnout doesn't just appear overnight. It builds slowly through small, everyday choices that seem harmless in the moment, but over weeks and months, they chip away at our energy, our focus, and even our passion for the work we once cared about. Today, I want to uncover 10 of the most common habits that quietly fuel burnout, the ones I've seen in my own career and in so many others. And more importantly, I'll share simple ways to turn them around so you can stop running on fumes and start actually enjoying your work again. Stick around. Number 10, checking emails too often. Let's start with email, that silent productivity killer. Most of us check our inbox every 6 minutes. 6. That means by the time you start focusing, you've already been pulled into another notification or request. I've been there. I used to live in my inbox because it made me feel productive. Every time I hit send, I was like, I checked a mental box. But at the end of the week, I realized I'd spent hours reacting to other people's priorities instead of making progress on my own. Here's the shift. Treat email like a tool, not a trap. Instead of letting it dictate your day, decide when you'll use it. 2, maybe 3 times a day, morning, after lunch, and before logging off. That's it. Imagine how much mental space you'd get back if you didn't refresh your inbox every time you felt stuck or overwhelmed. You'd have hours of uninterrupted focus for deep work that actually matters. Number 9, keeping notifications on. Let's talk notifications. The buzz, the ding, the pop-up in the corner of your screen. It might seem small, but each one yanks your brain out of focus. And here's the scary part. Research shows it takes over 20 minutes to fully focus after an interruption. That means if you're constantly switching between Slack, text, Teams, and your actual work, you may never get into true deep focus. You're living in what I call half attention mode. Always busy, rarely effective. I used to keep my phone face up next to my keyboard. Every buzz felt urgent. But when I finally silenced notifications and put my phone in another room during focus blocks, my productivity doubled. And the world didn't fall apart because I didn't answer a message instantly. The fix is simple but powerful. Use Do Not Disturb. Silence notifications when you need to think. You're not ignoring people, you're giving them the best version of your work instead of a distracted one. Number 8, not managing up. Here's a habit that sneaks up on high achievers, not managing up. We assume our manager knows what we're doing, but the truth is they're juggling their own mountain of priorities. And when you don't clarify what matters most, you risk spending days or weeks on tasks that really don't matter. I've lived this mistake. Early in my career, I poured myself into a big presentation. I thought I would impress my boss. I stayed late, skipped breaks, polished every detail. And when I finally shared it, my boss said, "This is great, but what I really needed was a 1-page summary." Ouch. That's why managing up is critical. A 5-minute check-in at the start of the week, even just a quick message that says, "Here's what I'm prioritizing. Does this align with what you need?" can save you from wasted effort and build trust at the same time. Managing up isn't sucking up. It's about protecting your time, aligning with your boss, and making sure you're rowing in the same direction. Number 7, eating at your desk. Raise your hand if you've ever scarfed down lunch while answering emails. I used to think eating at my desk was efficient. One less break, more time to power through. But the truth? It actually robbed me of the mental reset I desperately needed. When we eat lunch at our desk, we're not really tasting our food, we're not resting, and we're not giving our brains a chance to recharge. Over time, That lack of pause leaves us foggy and drained. Stepping away, even just for 20 minutes, it's transformative. Eat outside, chat with a coworker, put on music, anything that tells your brain we're off duty at the moment. You'll come back sharper, more creative, and actually more productive. Efficiency isn't about squeezing in more work minutes, it's about making the minutes you do work count. Number 6, skipping breaks. This one's tough for overachievers. We think if we just push through, we'll get more done. But our brains are not machines. They're like muscles. They need rest between sprints. Have you ever noticed how an idea pops into your head while you're showering or walking, but not when you're forcing it at your desk? Well, that's because creativity thrives in the pauses, not the grind. When I started scheduling 2 small breaks, one in the mid morning, one mid afternoon, I noticed I was less irritable, less drained, and actually got better ideas. Sometimes I just stepped outside to breathe. Other times I stretched. The activity didn't matter as much as giving my brain a reset. If you're powering through without breaks, you're not proving your dedication, you're depleting your energy reserves. Number 5, prioritizing the wrong projects. Another big one. How often do you start your day by tackling what's easiest? Replying to emails, formatting a doc, filling in a spreadsheet, while the most important projects sit untouched. That's called busy work, and busy doesn't equal productivity. I had a boss who once said, "Move the big rocks first," and that stuck with me. Each morning I'd ask if I could only finish one thing, what would have the biggest impact? That became my big rock. Everything else came after. And the truth is, your to-do list will never be empty. But when you consistently do the wrong things first, you'll always feel behind. When you lead with impact, you feel accomplished, even if the small stuff gets pushed. Number 4, ignoring wellness benefits. Now, so many companies offer incredible wellness benefits: therapy sessions, meditation apps, gym stipends, even mental health days. And yet, most employees never touch them. I know because I used to skip them too. I told myself I was too busy, but being too busy to use the very benefits designed to help us cope is a recipe for burnout. Wellness perks aren't indulgent, they're part of the job. Using them isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's saying, I value my health enough to take the support available to me. So take that yoga class, book the counseling session, use the wellness day. These benefits exist for a reason, to help you thrive, not just survive. Number 3, multitasking. Now let's bust one more myth: multitasking. We wear it like a badge of honor, juggling emails, calls, projects all at once. But the science is clear. Multitasking doesn't make us faster. It makes us sloppy, distracted, and exhausted. When I try to do everything at once, I ended most days with 10 half-finished tasks and zero satisfaction. But when I switched to single tasking, one project at a time, no distractions, I finished more and felt calmer. Focus is rare in today's world. If you can cultivate it, you'll not only stand out, you'll feel human again. Number 2, time blocking. This one might be the most practical. If your calendar is wide open, it becomes everyone else's to-do list. Meetings, requests, tasks will flood in, and suddenly your day belongs to everyone but you. Time blocking is about reclaiming ownership. Block focus time, block breaks, block lunch, block even thinking time. When it's scheduled, it's real. And here's the bonus: when colleagues see that your calendar has boundaries, they're less likely to pile things on you randomly. You train them to respect your time by showing you respect it first. Number 1, not participating in anything fun. And finally, let's flip the script. Burnout isn't just about doing too much. Sometimes it's about not doing enough of the right things. If all you ever do is work, meetings, and deadlines, it's no wonder the job feels heavy. That's where internal groups, committees, and events can make a difference. Now, I'm not saying join everything, but saying yes to a holiday committee, a mentoring circle, or volunteer event can give your brain a break and remind you that work can be fun. The key is balance. Don't overcommit, but don't opt out of everything either. Pick one or two that actually bring you joy, because sometimes the best way to fight burnout is with laughter, connection, and fun. Here are my final thoughts. Burnout sneaks in through everyday habits: emails, pings, desk lunches, skip breaks, multitasking, ignoring wellness, never blocking your time, and forgetting to have fun. But the solution doesn't require a complete overhaul. It starts with one small shift. So this week, choose just one habit to change. Maybe you batch your emails. Maybe you actually block a lunch break. Maybe you join that fun committee at work. One small change can create breathing room. And in this space, you'll find your energy, your focus, and your joy again. I'll see you in the next video.